All right, well, first of all, I have to say thank you for your time.
Thank
and I have
you.
to say this. I'm sure you guys grew up also with the original Hansel and Gretel fairy tale. So when I heard that you guys were witch hunters, I was like, oh. But then when you watch the film, you realize that it's really not a change of the story. You stay true to it, and it's more like an edgy, dark sequel, would you say?
Yeah, you're right. That is what it is.
And Gemma, what was your impression when you first got the script?
Well, I was really familiar with the original fairy tale, so when I read it, it really, I mean, it made me laugh. It made me. I was impressed by the world that was created, this fantasy world, and all these crazy witches, and the relationship between the two siblings.
Right.
That was the biggest draw for me, and I came on board quite just before we started shooting. It felt quite quick, me coming on board, right?
Yeah.
You had been on board for a while.
Yeah.
So I was thrilled to work with Jeremy.
Right. So, Jeremy, other than the action and the fighting scenes, what pushed you to say yes to the project?
I love the world, the fantasy. I thought, for hearing the log line, that I couldn't believe this hadn't been done before. Like you said, I kind of agree. It's just sort of a continuation of a story that we're already familiar with or know. And if you don't know, we fill you in at the beginning of the movie. But yeah, I just thought it was really original, and I think there's not a whole lot of it out there. But yeah, and I also just wanted to do a movie that was a little bit more FUN, you know, and just kind of go to work and have a good time, and that we did.
Right. So you do a lot of action films. You have done a lot of fighting scenes. But for you, Gemma, I mean, how was it playing this character? It's not the typical Gretel. I mean, she fights, she curses, she punches witches in the face. How was that for you? How involved were you with the scenes?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, for me it was a big departure from anything I've done before. So
Right.
I get to be badass, and it was great fun. I mean, I'm doing all those stunts and everything. I've always wanted to do a movie where I got to do that. So I loved every minute of it.
You guys were very involved with the scenes, with the fighting scenes?
Very much.
Yes. And there's also a little bit of humor, a little bit of comedy in it.
Sure.
Would you say it has like all the right components to a great film?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's
Why not?
fun.
It's good fun, right?
And speaking of comedy, you were on SNL. You were a
SNL.
great hit.
Right.
Is there
thanks.
any comedy films in the near future?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, probably not.
And just one last thing. I know both of your birthdays are coming up. Anything special planned or a lot of work with this film?
We're going to be on a plane promoting the movie.
Me
All right,
too.
bye.
2nd of February.
Oh yeah, got a ways away.
When is yours?
On Monday.
On Monday.
Yes.
It doesn't matter, you know.
He's gonna be on
It's
a
another
plane.
day.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, guys, for your time.
Thank
And I
you.
really loved the film. I really did.
Oh, cool.
It was great.